The storm is far from over, but when it ends, help is on the way. Local teams from the Red Cross and Matthew 25 are always among the first to lend a hand. But there's another low-key group that will be there shoulder to shoulder with the victims. Local 12's Joe Webb joins us with more about them. Joe?
Well, Rob, one of the biggest disaster relief organizations in the world, you may not have heard of them, right behind the Red Cross, is Southern Baptist Disaster Relief. There are a lot of Southern Baptists in the hurricane zone. They have 70,000 trained volunteers who step up when the water goes down. As Hurricane Harvey regroups for a second slam on the Texas coast, 1,000 miles away, church people aren't just praying, they are planning and waiting.
We're still in the early stages because we have to get the word from FEMA when we can go in. The water has to subside, and then our teams will be going in.
Tom Owen is the Northern Kentucky contact for the Kentucky Baptist Disaster Relief Organization. Kentucky has 4,500 trained volunteers who feed, clean up, and minister to storm victims.
Our kitchens will probably be leaving early in the morning, headed that way, because I understand it's about a 12 or 13-hour drive. So they'll already be on the way. Most of our other volunteers will be in the flood recovery, food services, chaplaincy, and they'll be leaving probably by the weekend.
Chainsaw crews help clear roads. Muck-out crews will clean and help victims get rid of mold. Months down the road, more volunteers will help people rebuild. But like all good church people, they really like to feed folks.
It's not unusual on a large deployment for us to be able to feed 30,000, 40,000 people a day.
Northern Kentucky is home to 74 Southern Baptist churches, so the region is well represented at every natural disaster. Volunteers often stay for weeks or months. Owen says he does it because it's what the church is supposed to do.
Our concern is coming alongside those that are hurting. You really don't get a full appreciation to what an individual goes through unless you've actually been shoulder to shoulder.
Now, the Kentucky Baptist Disaster Relief Organization will send 4 kitchen units, 6 shower units, water purification units, and 16 recovery units with mud-out teams and chainsaw teams. There are a lot of Southern Baptist churches all over the South, so they learned early on how to chip in when people were hurting. Last summer, Northern Kentucky teams spent months helping flood victims in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. That flooding swamped more than 70 churches. Rob?
Joe, thanks very much. And late today, Texas emergency officials asked Kentucky crews to hold off for a few days, maybe until next week, before making the trip.